Welcome back. Thank you again for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to discuss a couple reasons why I chose to go to Concordia University for my Doctorate of Education degree. Number one, I ended up going to Concordia University Chicago. Originally I was attending Concordia University Portland, but they ended up shutting down about a third of the way into my degree, so I'm going to discuss that a little bit. But number one, the reason why I chose to go to Concordia University Chicago is the convenience. I luckily was able to do my full degree online. I did not step into a classroom. I was able to do it on my own time. The way that University of Concordia does it, they do asynchronous work on your own time. There's no set times that you have to meet up synchronously, or another way to say that is you don't have to meet up on Zoom or on Skype to be able to go to class. All of the work is independent reading, working on essays, working on papers, working in group work that you're emailing back and forth that needs to be turned in. The majority of my classes, there was an assignment that was due by Friday of every week. You had to turn that in and you got a grade and you updated it from there. There were other things you had to do, like different discussions. Usually there was 2 different discussions each week that you had to first write your initial response and then go reply to 2 other students and continue a dialogue with them. That replaced the dialogue that was normally would go on in class, but we were able to still continue that as it went. Along with working on it asynchronously like that, I was able to work still full-time as a music teacher in a high school. When I started this degree, I was the director of choir at a high school in my area. Ended up, I switched to be the director of band at my high school that I graduated from. That was the job that I've always wanted, so when it opened up, I was able to apply right away. I didn't have to worry about, oh no, I'm not going to be able to be there because I have to go to my university to finish my degree. I was able to do it all online. So I was really thankful. That worked really great for me. A lot of my time was working on doing the reading, doing the writing, editing, sending that in, and then responding to the different discussions that I was responding to. The second thing and reason that I picked Concordia University was the price. Yes, it still costs a good amount of money to be able to go and work on my Doctorate of Education, but they had a really reasonable rate when I was able to first apply, along with a good student loan package that I did apply for. My plan was to work on saving up my money and using the student loan to be able to attend the classes. Then I was going to be at a higher pay scale, which would give me more money to be able to pay off the student loans. But one silver lining, what happened during the pandemic is that they had to pause student loan interest rates, so I was able to be at a 0%, which meant that I was allowed to take out the student loan and have a 0% interest as I was still in class. Since then, I have paid off my student loan, so I no longer have a payment, and my goal was to finish that during that 0%. That way I was not accruing any interest and I could still pay that off. But again, I chose Concordia University because of the price, and it worked within my own budget. The third reason that I chose to get my degree from Concordia University was the final dissertation paper process. A lot of universities will have a different setup for their dissertation, so I did a little bit of research before I applied to Concordia University. Each of the doctorate degrees, PhD, EdD, which is what I have, DMA, which is Doctor of Musical Arts, they all have a final project and paper that you have to be working on. For my degree, it was the dissertation that had a standard 5-chapter dissertation. 2 of the main areas were the methodology and the research. I really enjoyed this because it gave me a time to focus on what I needed to do. With Concordia University, you still had to follow their template of that 5 chapters, but you really were open to research whatever topic interests you. Mine was how high school instrumental music teachers perceived their undergraduate degree prepared them for a professional career. Which is a lot to say, basically saying, was college enough for a high school band or orchestra teacher to become the successful person they are today? I was able to pair up with an amazing chair named Dr. Rika Rajan, who was fantastic and helped me throughout this whole process. When I say helped me, what I was doing my research, doing writing, sending in paragraphs. I'd send them all to her, we'd have a conversation about it, and she would be like, well, how about you go try this? Or what do you mean by this? And then it really pushed me and made me have to edit my paper, edit my research, make sure I was focusing and narrowing it into that little area that I really wanted to be basically the expert of. I really enjoyed how Concordia had that set up. The fantastic thing is I was able to do both my defenses. You have to do a pre-defense, basically saying here's all my research, here's my plan, here's how it's going to go, then go do it. And then your final defense which is here's everything that I did. We're going to talk it through. Fully online, I was able to do it over Zoom. My wife and my parents were able to watch it online, which was really cool that they're able to be there for me, even though we weren't there. But basically, Concordia had a fantastic system all lined up. They had the correct people. I had 2 awesome readers who were able to go through my dissertation and make sure I was following it correctly. So I'm really thankful, and I'm glad that I was able to follow through with my dissertation at Concordia. The last thing, and it's more like a bonus of reason why I chose Concordia University, was the religious aspect and affiliation. They are part of the LCMS, which is the Lutheran church that I am a member of, and I was able to follow through with all of that. They used different texts, including the Bible, in several of our classes, but one focus that I really enjoyed and plan to do a little more research on my own is servant leadership. It was a fantastic area that we focused on. It makes me want to be a better leader for my students and at my school. Concordia University was a great option for me. I'm super thankful that I was able to follow through. Again, I applied and I had started at Concordia Portland, but they ended up having to shut their doors, and I was easily able to transfer to Concordia Chicago. All of my credits transferred, and they had a great teach out, meaning I could take all my credits and I was able to jump right in where I was to continue forward. I did have to take a couple more classes, but looking back at it, I'm super glad I was able to take those classes. And again, another silver lining is during the pandemic, I was able to double up on classes since we were either fully remote or it was summertime, so I was trying to push myself to be able to get through this correctly and still gain all the knowledge that was there. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you can, hit like, subscribe, share with your friends. You can follow me on Instagram at Dr. Josh Lindberg. I post almost daily, so you can kind of see what I'm up to. And also, I'd love to hear from you. Are you interested in getting your Doctorate of Education? Did you get a doctorate in education or another doctorate? Either leave a comment down below, or again, follow me on Instagram and you can DM me on there. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.